Well, the death toll from that boating accident on Lake Tahoe over the weekend, sadly, is now up to 7. El Dorado County Sheriff's deputies, along with other agencies, continuing the search for today for one person who is still missing. That boat capsized during a sudden storm Saturday afternoon with 10 people on board. 2 remain hospitalized. Witnesses say the boat flipped over as strong winds and 8-foot waves battered the lake near D.L. Bliss State Park that's not far from Emerald Bay. We are joined live this afternoon by Sergeant Kyle Parker from the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office. Kyle, thanks so much for being here. Can you tell us where this recent victim was recovered and by whom?
So the most recent victim from the recovery, which was yesterday, so Sunday evening, was recovered out in the kind of the location of where the boat was capsized, and they were located by the search efforts of the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office and the other agencies that were out there assisting.
Are you releasing any information about the victims, their ages, relationship?
Right. At this time, we're not. And the main reason why is we want to ensure that all proper notifications have been made to the families of the deceased.
Yeah, obviously that's understandable. As we mentioned, search efforts resumed today for the final person still missing, with the U.S. Coast Guard also assisting you with the search. Can you describe those efforts and what areas have been searched so far?
Yeah, so the search last night, it concluded right around 5:30 in the evening. And then this morning around 8 o'clock in the morning, we started the search back again. And on our side, we have dive teams from my sheriff's office, so the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office, Washoe County, and then also San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. So the efforts included not only some divers, kind of depending on where they're searching, but then also to the use of ROVs, so remote operated vehicles. So essentially a underwater drone, using their technology to assist in the search and the recovery.
And is there a certain area of Lake Tahoe that you're really focusing those efforts on?
So my understanding is that the search location is in and around where the boat capsized, so over kind of on the western shore and around the state park, so that area.
Do you know if any person who was on board the boat, if any of them were wearing life jackets when the boat capsized?
I don't have that information right now. That's kind of part of, some further investigations that will go into effect with that. But it is one of those things is when people go out on boats to have adequate personal flotation devices for everybody on board. And as a safety measure, put a few extras, because you never know, especially on Lake Tahoe, of when somebody may be in need of a life preserver that's not in your party.
Sergeant, I mean, this accident has really stunned a lot of people, with many saying, the weather changed suddenly. How rare is a storm like this? And what is the procedure when the weather pattern shifts and the conditions turn dangerous as they did on Saturday?
Right. Yeah. The weather up here can change in an instant. And so the main thing is, if you're going out recreating, and this is with any activity, but especially boating and in the high Sierra, is to check the weather, see if there's any sort of warnings. It can happen, without moment's notice, especially with this one. This storm came up very quickly. But just checking, making sure, having a plan already in place. And if, you're seeing, it's getting a little dark over there, and your gut tells you, hey, you know what? Water's getting a little rough. It's looking a little stormy over there. Let's head in. Trust your gut with that, because that just might be the difference between a safe arrival back onto shore or the potential of a tragic event.
Yeah, Sergeant, you mentioned that the search efforts resumed this morning. Do you know how long the crews are going to be out there?
We will be out there until a recovery is made, or until, with a lot of consideration, the search is called off. We have a commitment to the community, not only the community that lives within our jurisdiction in the basin here in South Lake Tahoe or the greater El Dorado County, but to those who come and recreate within our county, because this is our home and you are a guest in our home. So we will do everything that we can to find you and to bring you home. That's a commitment just that we have. So in the event that, from a few days from now that the recovery efforts are kind of, deeming somewhat fruitless, there will be a lot of discussion on how much more we need to do and have we exhausted all assets that we have. And that'll be a very hard decision, but we will make every effort to bring them home.
Yeah, certainly not an easy decision for your agency. I appreciate the work that you're doing there, and thank you again for taking the time to talk with us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.